Oh, I'm fine, thank you. I don't need to meet with the intimacy coordinator. So essentially, every single thing that she's claimed against him has been disproved.
So he was a class act throughout the entire process.
Yes.
That's what it seemed.
Wow.
And he put her on as an executive producer, which, and mind you, Pat, this guy's like he's a male feminist, which is probably one of his biggest problems.
He loves women.
It's a phenomenal movie, right?
What's it about, Pat?
However, let me just read this to you, and then Amy, I'm coming to you here. Blake Lively blasted the Hollywood Reporter for its February 21st cover. Rob, can you pull up whatever the cover is, which featured a cartoon mocking her lawsuit against it? Ends with, is this it?
Yes.
Ends with co-star Justin Baldoni calling it outrageously insulting and playing into every sexist trope. The illustration depicts Lively using a slingshot to fire a cell phone at Baldoni.
Blake Lively's career might be facing its biggest crisis yet. Hollywood is buzzing, social media is in a frenzy, and insiders are whispering that the once beloved star is in serious trouble. It all started with a high-profile movie. It ends with Us, which was supposed to be a defining moment for both Lively and actor-director Justin Baldoni. But behind the scenes, things were spiraling out of control. Allegations, legal battles, and power struggles have turned what should have been a simple film project into a full-blown Hollywood disaster.
Referencing her legal team's attempt to subpoena his text messages, a spokesperson for Lively condemned the magazine, saying the Hollywood Reporter should be ashamed of itself and criticizing its article for downplaying documented examples of sexual harassment and retaliation as cultural misunderstanding. Lively sued Baldoni in December of 2024, accusing him of sexual harassment on a set and launching a smear campaign against her, while Baldoni counter-sued Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, for defamation and extortion. On Wednesday, Lively filed an amend law complaint stating she was not alone in raising allegation of on-set misconduct.
And now, some are wondering if this controversy could bring Lively's career to a screeching halt. How did things go so wrong? Let's break it all down. It all started with It Ends With Us, an adaptation of the best-selling novel by Colleen Hoover. The film, which tackles difficult themes of relationships and resilience, was already facing intense scrutiny due to its subject matter. But what happened off-camera became the real story.
Essentially what happened is Justin Baldoni purchased the rights to the book, It Ends With Us. He is the producer, director, and one of the lead actors in it. And when he brought on Blake Lively to play his partner, the co-lead, in a movie that is a very heavy topic about domestic violence, she took over every single aspect of the movie.
When Justin Baldoni, known for his work on Jane the Virgin, took on the role of both director and lead actor, he brought in Lively as his co-star. At first, it seemed like a power duo. Both had strong fan followings, and the project was generating significant buzz. But then, things took a turn. Insiders report that Lively quickly became more involved in the film's production than originally intended. She allegedly pushed for creative changes, overriding Baldoni's vision and clashing with the production team. Some claim she used the project to promote her personal brand, shifting the focus from the film's serious themes to more commercial aspects like fashion and product placements. According to sources close to the set, tensions were brewing behind the scenes, and it wasn't long before the situation escalated into something much bigger.
The movie was really aimed at, providing education and insight and relating to the stories of what women go through when they experience DV. She made it a lighthearted thing. She wanted to talk about, wear your florals, and she used it as an opportunity to promote her alcohol brand.
Then came the legal firestorm. In late 2024, Lively filed a lawsuit against Baldoni, accusing him of inappropriate behavior and a targeted campaign against her. This instantly sent shockwaves through the industry. But Baldoni didn't stay silent. He fired back with a countersuit, claiming that Lively, along with her husband Ryan Reynolds, had launched a smear campaign against him. He alleged that they were attempting to control the film and manipulate public perception in their favor. Suddenly, what had started as an on-set feud exploded into a legal battle, with both sides fighting for their reputations. Things escalated when The Hollywood Reporter published a cover story featuring a satirical cartoon that mocked Lively's lawsuit. The image depicted her using a slingshot to hurl a phone at Baldoni, a direct reference to the legal team's attempt to obtain text messages as evidence. The reaction was swift. Lively's team condemned the magazine, calling
all of this negative backlash.
Well, what have you seen from the text messages? Like, what has been revealed?
So essentially, in her complaint, she said things like he walked in on her breastfeeding. She said things like he chastised her for her weight. All of this has been debunked by the text messages provided by Baldoni. She, in fact, messaged him saying, hey, I'm breastfeeding right now, but come into my trailer. Let's go ahead and run some lines.
I saw it.
Insulting and playing into every negative stereotype. But while some supported her outrage, others saw it as a sign that public sympathy might not be entirely on her side. And then the receipts started coming out. Text messages and behind-the-scenes footage began surfacing, painting a very different picture than what Lively had originally claimed. One of the most talked about revelations, a message where Lively allegedly invited Baldoni into her trailer, while she was tending to personal matters, contradicting her earlier statements. Other messages showed her dismissing the need for an on-set mediator, despite later arguing that one was necessary due to uncomfortable situations.
Didn't even get to see the final cut of the movie.
Get out of here.
Because Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds came in with their own team, their own editors. They completely hijacked this thing. And then when there was negative backlash as a result, they painted all these false allegations against Justin in order to try to get back the power in the narrative. But everyone's seeing through it. There's
predictions led many to question her version of events, and the media narrative began to shift. Social media went into overdrive. Fans who had previously supported Lively started to question whether the situation was as clear-cut as it first seemed. Meanwhile, Baldoni's supporters argued that he was being unfairly targeted and that he had been nothing but professional throughout the project. As more evidence surfaced, public sentiment began tilting in his favor. Some even compared the situation to the infamous Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, with people debating whether this was another case of a celebrity being unfairly accused. But the real shocker? The behind-the-scenes power struggle that allegedly played out as the film was being finalized. Reports claim that Lively and Reynolds had significant influence over the film's final cut, pushing Baldoni and his team aside. Some sources allege that during the movie's premiere, Baldoni and his family were sent to a basement screening rather than being allowed to enjoy the event with the rest of the cast. If true, this move only fueled speculation that Lively had taken full control of the narrative and was shutting out anyone who stood in her way. Hollywood insiders are now speculating about what this means for both actors moving forward. Lively, who has been a beloved figure in the industry for years, now finds herself at the center of one of the biggest controversies of her career. Some sources claim that her reputation as difficult to work with has been amplified by this scandal. And there are already rumors that some studios are hesitant to cast her in future projects. While she still has a loyal fan base, the industry can be ruthless when it comes to public perception, and if the tide continues to turn against her, she could see a significant decline in opportunities. As for Baldoni, the controversy has unexpectedly brought him into the spotlight. While he may not have the same level of star power as Lively or Reynolds, the support he has been receiving online could work in his favor. If he emerges from this legal battle with his reputation intact, he might find himself gaining new opportunities rather than losing them. The comparison to Johnny Depp's situation is impossible to ignore. Depp, after facing serious allegations, was able to turn the tables and rebuild his career in a way that few expected. Could the same happen for Baldoni? But perhaps the most significant takeaway from all of this is what it reveals about the changing dynamics in Hollywood. The entertainment industry has always been filled with power struggles, backroom deals, and behind-the-scenes drama, but everything plays out in real time in the age of social media. Careers can be made or destroyed overnight, and public perception shifts faster than ever before. This scandal is not just about two actors, it's about the power of influence, the impact of media narratives, and the way Hollywood handles internal conflicts. For now, the legal battle is still ongoing, and both sides are digging in for what could be a lengthy fight. Lively and Reynolds have remained relatively quiet about the situation, while Baldoni's camp has been more open in sharing evidence and defending his side of the story. The next few months will be crucial in determining how this all plays out, and whether either side will be able to walk away from this unscathed. So, what do you think? Is Blake Lively's career in serious jeopardy, or will she manage to turn things around? And what about Justin Baldoni? Will he emerge from this as the real winner? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to stay tuned for more updates on this Hollywood scandal.